The sun was rising over the horizon as Medina bustled with unease. News of the Meccan army's approach had reached the city. Abu Sufyan, emboldened by the courageous thirst for vengeance after their humiliating defeat at Badr, had mustered a massive force of 3,000 warriors. Among them were experienced soldiers, Bedouin allies, and Abyssinian mercenaries. They marched with purpose, determined to end Muhammad's growing influence and exact revenge. In Medina, Muhammad wasted no time. Scouts reported the Meccans had camped near Mount Uhud, an open plain that offered no natural defenses. He called for a war council. While Muhammad preferred drawing the Meccans into the narrow streets of Medina for urban combat, many of his followers, hungry for glory, clamored for a battle in the open. The debate raged until Muhammad, swayed by public sentiment, donned his armor and prepared for battle. The army of Medina, initially 1,000 strong, was soon reduced when Abdullah ibn Ubri, leader of the Khazraj tribe, withdrew 300 of his men in protest. He saw the open battlefield as a tactical mistake. Left with only 700 fighters, Muhammad pressed on, determined to confront the Meccan force. The Meccans, stationed at the base of Mount Uhud, were eager for blood. Across the plain, Muhammad arranged his outnumbered forces with care. To guard against flanking attacks, he stationed 50 archers atop Ainain Hill, commanding them not to abandon their posts under any circumstances. The morning was tense, the air thick with anticipation. The battle began in traditional Arab fashion. A Meccan warrior stepped forward, challenging the Muslims to single combat. Ali, the Prophet's cousin, answered the call. With a single powerful blow, he struck the enemy down. Cheers erupted from the Muslim ranks. Allahu Akbar. The Meccans sent another warrior, but Hamza, Muhammad's uncle, met him before he could reach Ali. Hamza fought with ferocity, cutting through one opponent after another. The Muslim army, emboldened by their champions, surged forward, clashing with the Meccan lines in brutal hand-to-hand combat. The Muslim forces fought with discipline and determination, breaking through the Meccan ranks. Many Meccans began to retreat, their cohesion crumbling. Seizing the moment, the Muslim fighters pushed harder, penetrating deeper into the enemy's lines and isolating their camp. But the taste of victory became a distraction. Muslim soldiers, eager to claim spoils, turned their attention to the Meccan camp. Even the archers atop Ainain Hill, against Muhammad's explicit orders, left their posts to join in the plunder. Only a handful remained, too few to guard against what was coming. Khalid ibn al-Walid, the brilliant Meccan cavalry commander, had been biding his time. When he saw the hill unguarded, he struck. Leading his 200 horsemen, he galloped through the unprotected flank, crashing into the rear of the Muslim forces. The impact was devastating. Muslim ranks faltered, confusion and panic spreading like wildfire. The Meccans, who had been on the verge of defeat, regrouped. Emboldened by Khalid's maneuver, they pressed the attack. The tide of battle had turned. In the chaos, Muhammad's position was exposed. Surrounded by a small group of bodyguards, he fought to maintain order. Stones and weapons rained down upon him. A sling stone struck his face, shattering one of his teeth and cutting his cheek. A sword blow landed on his helmet, knocking him to the ground. Around him, his companions fell one by one, shielding him with their lives. In the distance, Musab ibn Umair, the Prophet's standard-bearer, raised the Muslim flag high, shouting the takbir to divert enemy attention. Mistaken for Muhammad due to his similar armor, Musab fought valiantly until he was cut down. The sight of his fallen body convinced the Meccans they had killed Muhammad. A cheer of triumph rose from their ranks. The Muslims, hearing the rumor of the Prophet's death, began to scatter in despair. But Muhammad was alive, hidden beneath the bodies of his loyal guards. As the Meccans celebrated their supposed victory, the remaining Muslim fighters regrouped, forming a protective barrier around him. Slowly they retreated from the battlefield, bloodied but unbroken. The Meccans, believing their mission accomplished, did not pursue the Muslims. Instead, they began their journey back to Mecca, certain they had achieved a decisive victory. That evening, Muhammad and his followers returned to Medina, carrying the bodies of their fallen comrades. The loss weighed heavily on the Muslim community. Among the dead was Hamza, Muhammad's beloved uncle, killed by the javelin of a mercenary named Washer. Despite the setback, Muhammad's resolve remained unshaken. 2 days later, he ordered his men to regroup, sending a message to the Meccans that their fight was far from over. The Battle of Uhud was a painful lesson. Overconfidence and disobedience had turned near victory into a costly defeat. Yet the Muslim community survived, their spirit unbroken, and their leader alive to guide them. They would learn from their mistakes and rise stronger, knowing the struggle for Medina, and for Islam, was far from over. Thank you so much for watching, my beautiful brothers and sisters. I hope you enjoyed this story and found some inspiration in it. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and of course subscribe to the channel for more amazing content. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one.